I'm Dr. Karl. Now, the rate of tooth decay among Australian children is increasing. This is crazy because it's a preventable disease. And fixing up the teeth of a toddler often requires a general anaesthetic. Baby teeth are important. They're essential for both speech development and comfortable eating. Tooth decay is a painful experience for a young child. And if you lose baby teeth too early, it can create spacing problems for the adult teeth. So let's hear from a mum who sadly had to take her young child to a hospital to fix up the damage caused by tooth decay.
Well, I was horrified when I found out that Abby, my 4-year-old, had holes in her baby molars. I mean, it just didn't make sense. We don't have lollies in the house and, well, I'm pretty health conscious, especially where food is concerned. To be honest, when the dentist said it must be something to do with Abby's diet, well, I felt sort of accused, if you know what I mean. You know, when you try to do your best and the next thing you know, you're talking about a general anaesthetic to fix up teeth, well, yeah, I felt like the worst mother in the universe. But then the dentist explained the 5-2 rule, that you should only eat 5 times a day: breakfast, morning tea, lunch, afternoon tea and dinner, only drink water between meals, and brush with fluoride toothpaste twice a day. You see, the thing is, it's not that I was giving Abby lots of unhealthy food, it was that I was letting her snack throughout the day. So I'd cut up a fruit plate, add some sultanas and a few crackers, and she would just graze on that whenever she wanted. Then she'd have juice between meals, which I now know is a big problem. What I didn't know is that the mouth, it can't differentiate between sugars in fruit and a teaspoon of sugar. So while fruit is a great food, well, you can't graze on it all day and you can't have juice all the time. Well, then there were the crackers, which are a baked starch, and they can stick in the teeth and hang around there for a long time. Dried fruit, similar, it's a sticky sugar. So, well, when you add that all up, it sort of made sense that Abby's diet was exposing her teeth to sugars and starch just too often. And then there was the twice-a-day brushing with fluoride toothpaste. But you know, the nighttime brush sometimes did fall off the agenda if I was busy or on nighttime duty. But now I brush her teeth and I take my time. You know, she's just too young to do it properly.
Lisa needs to make sure that Abby gets fluoride toothpaste twice a day. Fluoride truly does get into your teeth. The outside layer of teeth is enamel. It's made of millions of tiny crystals, and one part of the crystal is calcium. Teeth are bathed in saliva. And as long as your saliva is neutral, the tooth is safe. But let's see what happens when you eat or drink something that is sugary or starchy. The bacteria in your mouth convert the sugars and starches into acid, and the acid starts to dissolve away your tooth. I call that an acid attack. The calcium escapes into the saliva. And if that happens too often, you get a hole in your tooth. Now, the good news is that the calcium can get back into the tooth. Here comes the fluoride to the rescue, and it grabs the calcium and it rehardens the tooth. The fluoride then gets trapped into the crystals. And believe it or not, the crystals become stronger and less vulnerable for when the next acid attack happens. So 2 ways of preventing tooth decay are: first, stop snacking on sugary or starchy food and drink, and secondly, make sure the child uses fluoride toothpaste twice a day. 5-2, only 5 eating events a day, only water between meals, and brush twice a day with fluoride toothpaste.
Well, with all the fuss needed to fix Abby's teeth, a trip to the hospital, a general anaesthetic, and a day off work, well, things have changed at home. You know, morning and nighttime brushing are now a ritual, with no excuses accepted.
Good girl.
Well, it was Abby's first time in a hospital. Yeah, it's not easy seeing a little girl being put under general anaesthetic. You know, I'm an enrolled nurse, so you think I should be used to seeing kids go under, but yeah, no, it's different when it's your own child. Yeah, it shook me up a bit. But, well, now I've become a great voice to other parents about the 5-2 rule. You know, the fact is, It's not just Abby that was snacking, you know, our whole family graze and snack on food throughout the day, so that also has to change.
I feel terrible about being blamed for my grandchild's tooth decay. They live just around the corner, so I see a lot of them. I thought it was a yaya's right to treat her grandchildren with sweets. I was buying all-natural lollies because I thought they wouldn't cause tooth decay. Well, even grandmothers make mistakes. I thought that all-natural meant no sugar. Well, it doesn't. They are loaded with sugar. The first thing they looked for was the lolly jar. It was a bit of a shock when it went missing, but I noticed that after about, a week, they'd run into the house and look for me and to cuddle first, not the lollies. I rather like that.
Helen's right. Sugar is natural, but that doesn't mean that it's good for you. Whenever you consume sugary or starchy products in food and drinks, the saliva in your mouth becomes acidic. Your mouth takes about 20 minutes to clear the acid away and you're back to normal. Your teeth can cope with about 5 acid attacks a day. Breakfast, morning tea, lunch, afternoon tea and dinner. But your teeth can't cope with constant snacking. Helen's grandchildren were bathing their teeth in acid all afternoon. Your teeth need a rest.
I don't want you to think I don't give them a treat, but now we have afternoon tea. And we have cake and some milk, or fresh fruit, a little bit of dark chocolate, and some cheese if they want. Oh, I got the 5-2 message from the dentist. Eat only 5 times a day. Twice a day, brush your teeth with fluoride toothpaste and only drink water between meals. The other thing I noticed once we took all this on board is that when they come to dinner, they're hungry. They don't pick at their food. They eat their vegetables. They know it's the last chance to eat. I suppose before they weren't hungry because they just go to the cupboard and snack. Well, the cupboard looks quite different now. If we don't snack, they don't snack. Simple.
Well, Spencer's a daddy's boy, and we were rumbling on the lounge room floor one day. He threw his head back laughing, and I spotted a black cavern in his upper back tooth. Well, I brush his teeth. I just don't look up the back. I get the brush up there as best I can. Anyway, so I found the hole and showed Libby, my wife, and the next day we were off to his first dental visit. He's only 3, but I wish we'd taken him a bit earlier. Turned out he had tooth decay in all his front teeth. Well, I never noticed when he smiled. The dentist showed me how to lift his lip to see the gum line. And sure enough, there they were, these white, chalky bits all on his teeth. Well, the dentist nutted out the problem. Juice in his bottle. We watered it down, but it's still a sugary drink. Well, it was the only way we could comfort him, and he loved it. You know, it was easy, so we did it. The baby number 2's on the way, so no way we'll make that same mistake again. If the baby's hard to settle, we're going to get help to learn other ways of settling. Now, apparently even milk in a bottle's a problem if you put them to bed with it.
Bill now realises that any feeding from a bottle with juice, cordial or milk is a problem if the child uses it for extended periods or to go off to sleep. Remember, teeth need a rest. Start good eating patterns right from birth. It doesn't take long for tiny teeth to start coming through. It's important to get babies into the habit of feeding when they wake up and are hungry, giving them a play, and then back to sleep without using the bottle to soothe or settle them. Putting baby to bed with a bottle of milk can cause tooth decay. There are lots of other ways to settle babies without feeding them. Get professional help if your baby is difficult to settle, and try and get your infants off the bottle and onto a cup by about 12 months of age. That means introducing baby to a cup from 6 months and never putting baby to bed with their bottle. Never. And the problem with infants and toddlers using milk and juice too often is that they use it as a substitute for eating the full range of foods that they badly need for healthy development. Sucking or sipping on juice or milk all the time means that they never really feel hungry. Iron deficiency in children is a growing problem for toddlers. And relying on milk and juices for sustenance is a risk factor for iron deficiency. Eating patterns are learnt early in life. If we can teach an infant to accept foods on a regular but not constant basis, we're setting them up for a lifetime of healthy eating.
Well, the other things we've learnt from the dentist is that it's a good idea to sort out mum and dad's dental problems before the baby arrives. Well, it turns out Libby and me both had holes in our teeth, so that's all fixed up now. I like my cola and thought that choosing the sugar-free stuff meant that my teeth would be okay. Nope. They're full of acid and that's no good for your teeth. So it's got to be tap water on a daily basis, and cola is now the odd drink I'll have from time to time. Well, when I do have cola, or any other treat for that matter, I try to have it with a meal. Then I have some tap water and swish it around my mouth and swallow it. Yeah, swish, swish, swallow. Going to teach my kids that one too. No way they're going to end up with teeth like mine.
You may be surprised at how much sugar there is in packaged foods and drinks. Up to 6 teaspoons in a small container of flavoured yoghurt, up to 10 teaspoons in a can of cola, and 12 teaspoons in some chocolate bars. Now, children with allergies are often given alternative milks, like soya, almond or rice milk. But many brands of these alternatives have added sugar. Bill got the message. Even the sugar-free drinks and diet cordials are acidic. You've got to choose tap water and get your children used to drinking tap water from an early age. After all, it's free.
After Paul and I broke up, Matilda stayed half the week with Paul and half the week with me, which wasn't an easy time, but, we got used to it. After everything settled down a bit, we took her to the dentist. It was probably about 18 months after we broke up. And we found out that Matilda had developed tooth decay.
That's a pretty...
Oh, not a lot, but, there were holes in the back of her teeth that needed fixing. We were all pretty upset, though, because we'd been taking Matilda to the dentist since she was 18 months old. Yeah. I mean, even the dentist was surprised she had tooth decay. Well, it didn't take us long to figure out what was going on. The dentist simply said 5-2. So 5 meals a day, no snacks, water between meals, and brush twice a day with fluoride toothpaste. Well, the penny dropped. Paul's partner insisted on using non-fluoride toothpaste, and, because we were all trying to keep the peace, I went along with it. When she found out, though, she wasn't very happy, and when she looked into the science behind it, she agreed that fluoride in toothpaste is safe.
There's an anti-fluoridation campaign that convinces some people to use toothpaste that doesn't contain fluoride. Fluoride toothpaste is safe to use, and so is the fluoride in tap water. Just use a smear of toothpaste on the brush. Less than the size of a pea is enough. Brush your child's teeth twice a day with fluoride toothpaste, get them to drink plenty of tap water, and you'll be doing what dental scientists have agreed is the best thing for your child's dental health.
No, she wasn't the only one that made a mistake. I mean, it was a big time of change for all of us. I think we were using food as a way to make Matilda feel happy. We weren't bribing her. We were just, indulging her with treats. We wanted Matilda to feel happy when, we were all feeling pretty bad. Well, the way food is marketed isn't helpful. I mean, there's lots of little packets of snack foods that kids love to open and eat themselves. I mean, there's lots of obstacles to keep kids from grazing. But the benefits are enormous. Paul's partner also looked into snacking, and it turns out that kids that snack regularly on sugary foods and drinks have an increased risk of obesity and adult onset diabetes.
Fight tooth decay and reduce the risk of your child becoming obese or developing diabetes. Now you have 3 great reasons to get your children into the habit of eating only 5 times a day, stopping snacking, and drinking only water between meals. And the morning and afternoon tea is a chance to choose food that children need to nourish them. They don't need a lot of sugar. Dairy food is terrific for morning and afternoon tea, and so is fruit. Kids also like veggies if they're cut up nicely and are ready to eat. Crunchy carrot and celery sticks with a health dip like hummus is a winner. Just make sure they sit down, consume the food and drink, and then forget about food until the next mealtime. There's nothing wrong with feeling hungry before dinner. So get your children into good eating habits early. Remember 5-2. Eat only 5 times a day, water between meals, and brush twice a day with fluoride toothpaste.